key factor in the most important story in Washington right now. Key factor, I swear. It's not supposed to bounce. I've been working on this all day. I still suck. It's important, though, I swear. Damn it. Oh, that's better with the green ones.
Here's the bottom line. Economists left, right, and center all agree Donald Trump will drive America back into recession.
Donald Trump understands, or at least has been told. I don't know if he's capable of actual human understanding. He has been told that his policies are going to destroy trillions of dollars worth of economic activity in the United States. At least. It could be even higher than trillions.
Remember when Donald Trump told us we'd be tired of winning? Well, evidently the stock market is exhausted. Because after losing 666 points on Friday, Monday said, hold my beer.
How many smart people is it going to take to warn the president that his policies are about to cause a massive recession, similar to what the United States saw in the 2008 financial meltdown? How many more do we need?
I think 2019, maybe 2020, we're probably headed into a global recession sometime in the next year or two. Likely stocks will take a typical bear market out of that globally.
Yeah, well, I think I disagree with Noel on the world ending in 2020. I think there'll be a recession in 2020 because the Federal Reserve doesn't understand this stuff still.
But looking into 2019 and 2020, I think what really dominates headlines at that point will be that the economy is heading into a slowdown.
I think the global economy is clearly slowing, and I think it's going to become more evident as we move into the new year.
A lot of political headlines out there that people think are going to bring down President Trump, but you think the economy is going to bring him down. How so?
Because he embraced a great, big, fat, ugly bubble.
Right now, we see red lights flashing almost everywhere. The U.S. economy has been fairly strong over the last year. You've seen profits up for most businesses, for most of your members, for most of your audience as well. But the business cycle, and there still is a business cycle, it has not been repealed. The business cycle is coming to an end. And we do think that the United States, by the end of this year, or at worst by early 2020, will be in a mild recession.
First look at first quarter GDP, and it is a whopper. 3.2%, a 3 handle on first quarter. It's supposed to be the dog of the year in terms of which quarters excel. This is really powerful.
Breaking news now on a Friday. Growth in the U.S. economy is strong. The numbers are out, surpassing expectations. Here it is, 3.2% first quarter GDP, which far exceeds the expectation.
Far exceeds the expectation.
Well, look, it's a blowout number, and I'll just say that President Trump's policies are rebuilding the economy. And actually, the prosperity cycle we're in is gaining momentum. Not losing it, it's gaining momentum.
Well, it's ugly. This is the trouble. And I think Nick Hanna had a beautiful paper about this some time ago, saying if you want to take over the centre of politics in America, you've got to move left, not right, because the vast majority of the population is to the left of Nancy Pelosi, not just me.
Bullshit.
I am your voice.
Let me tell you something you already know. The world ain't all sunshine and rainbows. It's a very mean and nasty place, and I don't care how tough you are, it will beat you to your knees and keep you there permanently if you let it. You, me, or nobody is gonna hit as hard as life. But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done. Now, if you know what you're worth, now go out and get what you're worth. But you gotta be willing to take the hits and not pointing fingers saying you ain't where you want to be because of him or her or anybody.
cowards do that, and that ain't you!
We can stay here with the shit kicked out of us, or we can fight our way back into the light. We can climb out of hell. 1 inch at a time. You find out life's this game of inches. The margin for error is so small. I mean, 1/2 a step too late or too early, and you don't quite make it. 1/2 second too slow, too fast, you don't quite catch it. The inches we need are everywhere around us. They're in every break of the game, every minute, every second. On this team, we fight for that inch. On this team, we tear ourselves and everyone else around us to pieces for that inch. In any fight, it's the guy who's willing to die who's going to win that inch. You got to look at the guy next to you. Look into his eyes. Now, I think you're going to see a guy who will go that inch with you. You're going to see a guy who will sacrifice himself for this team because he knows when it comes down to it, you're going to do the same for him. That's a team, gentlemen. And either we heal now as a team, or we will die as individuals.
What is up, fam? If that don't get you fired up, you're dead. What's up, everybody? How are you? You. It's good to see everybody on this awesome day. How about that, guys? That right there, put together by, as you see, the YouTube channel name is To The Republic app. We affectionately know him as @SliderBlaze2. Fucking A is all I can say, man. Fucking A. That's kick-ass. It don't get a whole lot better than that. Oh, except for maybe my new Smooch Panda effect that my buddy Obi hooked up for me. That's pretty badass, huh? Alright, let me go ahead and get the angry panda, ferocious panda in the lips off the screen. How is everybody? Happy Friday to you. Sorry I haven't been on earlier, but I work a little too hard for being this damn old. Cheers to all. Today we're going to delve just a little bit more into Praying Medic. And I can tell you guys that right now, as we speak, Praying Medic probably needs to be a little nervous. Because we've got investigators on the scene. That's right, where the man came from. He doesn't know. There's people lining up to give interviews on camera, telling their story of how they were scammed by Praying Medic through religious fuckery and now this QAnon scam. People don't realize that all this for a LARP, all you guys are fighting for a LARP. It's not just a LARP, guys. It's DeFango's grandmother, no shit, that sent money to that scammer. That's what it's about. It's about saving the boomers. To keep pumping that hashtag free the boomer. Maybe you'll make the next list. For all you unlisted. Hello, Roosevelt. Good to see you. I'm going to go ahead and try and pay attention to the chat just a little bit. As you guys also seen the other part of my title. The world premiere of another great song. In the style of Bryan Adams. Run to Q. Performed by the as unyet heard voice of Spy the Liar. Other than when he was doing the Rush tribute on my show that, I showed. But, anywho, Let me tell you guys, this is a fucking treat. So, I'm going to give you T-minus 3 minutes. Share this out, put it in all the rooms, let people see what's going on. They're not going to want to miss this. In the meantime, I'm going to play a little clip from Glenn's love dumpling himself, Praying Medic, showing just a little more of the insanity and fuckery that resides in this guy's dome. Uno momento. There it is.
Trump and the generals are either going to eradicate, lock up, and in some cases execute treasonous, traitorous, corrupt, evil people. They're going to be destroyed, or else they're going to destroy Trump and his family. That is what's going to happen. Trump is either going to win this battle and the deep state will be eradicated and eliminated, or they're going to come after him and defeat him and kill him and his family. This is a zero-sum game. The president does not have the luxury of letting these people go. He has to put down this insurrection, sedition, treason, and an attempt to overthrow the government. He has no choice. He has to do it. If he doesn't, they will kill him. Trump and the generals are either going to eradicate, lock up, and in some cases execute treasonous, traitorous, corrupt, evil people. They're going to be destroyed, or else they're going to destroy Trump and his family. That is what's going to happen. Trump is either going to win this battle and the deep state will be eradicated and eliminated, or they're going to come after him and defeat him and kill him and his family. This is a zero-sum game. The president does not have the luxury of letting these people go. He has to put down this insurrection, sedition, treason, and an attempt to overthrow the government. He has no choice. He has to do it. If he doesn't, they will kill him. Trump and the generals are either going to eradicate, lock up, and in some cases execute treasonous, traitorous, corrupt, evil people. They're going to be destroyed, or else they're going to destroy Trump and his family. That is what's going to happen. Trump is either going to win this battle and the deep state will be eradicated and eliminated, or they're going to come after him and defeat him and kill him and his family. This is a zero-sum game. The president does not have the luxury of letting these people go. He has to put down this insurrection, sedition, treason, and an attempt to overthrow the government. He has no choice. He has to do it. If he doesn't, they will kill him. Trump and the generals are either going to...
All right, there you heard it from the praying charlatan's voice himself. Let that sink in. For the rational, it could be considered heated rhetoric. It could be considered gaslighting. For the Q-tard or the mentally insane, it could be a call to defend their president. Words do matter. And we'll get to Praying Medic in just a few. But right now, I'm going to present to you guys the world premiere of Run to Q. Performed by Spy the Liar. Fantastic production and memology by New York City Guns. I mean, it's fan-fucking-tastic. And you'll have to watch it several times in order to truly get every meme. So it will be on my YouTube channel right after this. I would say that most of the memes in it are done by TJ MAGA 1, and there was some great contributions by Ginger McQueen herself. But TJ MAGA 1, props to you once again, because girl, you rock. Ladies and gentlemen, for your viewing pleasure, and for the mocking of all grifters worldwide, I now present to you, I Run to Q.
They're bad news, and we they put out periscopes, threatening to physically attack us, recommending that we be physically attacked, and so on and so forth. I just ignore them on Twitter. You know why? Because if you look at their
HM board could never lie. That'd change if she ever found out about Q and I. Oh, but the lies she told were nerve if she didn't know. 'Cause when my mind's adrift, I need to feel your grip. I'm gonna run with you. I'm gonna run to you. 'Cause when the shit is right, I'm gonna keep on all night. I'm gonna run to you. She's got a big old bag, she never let me down. You're the one with the Q-drop song that keeps me coming round. I know love is true, but it's so damn easy reading DQ proofs. I got my mind made up. I need to feel you up. I'm gonna run with you. I'm gonna run with you. 'Cause when the shit is right, I'm gonna keep on all night. I'm gonna run with you. Yeah, I'm gonna run with you. When the shit is right, I'm gonna keep on all night. I'm gonna run with you.
You may want to be careful with what you say and what you do, because Q put somebody on the radar yesterday, and you probably don't want 10,000 anons from 8chan digging through your personal life. Right. And this is not a threat in any way, shape, or form. I'm just letting you know, I was shocked yesterday when Q went after and kind of exposed a mutual group of people who don't like us very much.
We're not fans of.
They're
Wow. Wow. First off, vocals top notch. Wow. The message in that. And I got to say, the greatest meme was Brendan Dilley's mom. Cat turd herself. Sorry, not sorry.
Yeah, they're bad news, and we, they put out periscopes, threatening to physically attack us, recommending that we be physically attacked, and so on and so forth. I just ignore them on Twitter. You know why? Because if you look at their
H&M board could never lie. That'd change if she ever found out about you and I. Oh, but the lies she told were murder she didn't know. 'Cause when my mind's adrift, I need to feel your grip. I'm gonna run with you. I'm gonna run at you. 'Cause when the shit is right, I'm gonna keep on all night. I'm gonna run at you. She's got a big old bag, she never let me down. You're the one with the cute drops on that keep me coming round. I know love is true, but it's so damn easy reading DQ proofs.
I don't know, that meme's pretty fucking
I got
good.
my mind made up. I need to feel your love. I'm gonna run to you. I'm gonna run to you. 'Cause when the shit is right, I'm gonna keep on all night. I'm gonna run to you. Yeah, I'm gonna run to you. When the shit is right, I'm gonna keep on all night. I'm gonna run to you.
You may want to be careful with what you say and what you do, because Hugh put somebody on the radar yesterday, and
Somebody
you probably
unnamed.
don't want 10,000
they went on
anons
blast.
from 8chan digging through your personal life. Right, and this is not a threat in any way, shape, or form. I'm just letting you know, I was shocked yesterday when Hugh went after and kind of exposed a mutual group of people who don't like us very much.
We're not
You and
fans
I.
of.
The day hell froze over. That is sweet. I could just keep that at my background the rest of the show. Yet LA child, that was Spy the freaking liar. He's got that tenor. When they gave that song to me, I said, not a fucking chance. Hey, I'm just being honest. I know my limitations, okay? Fair enough? Fair enough? Yes. Once again, the talent of the MAGA fam comes through. This is why they're a bunch of fucking losers. This is why we win, you lose, grifters. Right there. It's our imagination. It's our fight. It's our enjoying the fight in a big way. And most of all, it's because we stand on the side of truth. And that, my friends, will always allow us to win. So why not have fun in the fight? If you know you're going to win this fight, you know that you're watching desperation coming from the Q side. You're watching the infighting. You're watching them all kicking the lower plebes to the curb. You see it. There's not enough room. When the pie was, massive, everyone could get a piece. It's not that big anymore. And they're being exposed more every single day. Every single day. So well done, Spy the Liar. Well done, Glenn. And I have not got confirmation on who wrote the lyrics. But as soon as I know, you guys will know too. And we will give them the proper props that they deserve. Because the lyrics were fantastic. It was fantastic. That was one of the funnest ones that I've been able to be a part of, and at least watch the work being done. Got to watch a little bit of Glenn's magic earlier with Spy, and it was a fantastic time, no doubt. This is why we win, guys. This is why we win. Now on to the charlatan. Through all of this, we support our president, and the cocaine. Are you kidding me, Calendula? That was so freaking hilarious. So much cocaine! I'm pretty sure that while Mill Bitchell was down in Miami, that he developed a little bit of a cocaine problem. It's not a problem. It's a solution. It just seems that way. Anyway, to all you Q-tards still hanging on, I have no hope or pity for you anymore. Too much has been exposed for you still to be holding on to this dream. But the exposing will still be happening. This group will not stop until Praying Medic stops spewing his filth and his lies and his treachery on social media platforms in order to grift people. We will not stop. And the coalition of people that have come together, you noticed in that video, you've seen different memes from different folks that have joined this fight, like Defango. Like, believe it or not, 0 Hour 1. And these guys are doing fantastic freaking work. So I suggest checking it out. This next video I got from the YouTube channel Glow 2. I don't know who runs it. I know they're putting out some pretty darn good stuff. But it gives you a little glimpse into... As a matter of fact, I'm going to back up a little bit. First thing I'm going to play is Roosevelt Media's clip that he released today. And it's basically the blog post of Praying Medic describing his domestic violence arrest. Yes, the man of God. The great thing about this video, not just, that Roosevelt put it together, because if you haven't checked out Roosevelt Media News, you guys are missing out. Go to his YouTube channel, subscribe right now. But the person who actually reads and narrates the blog post is the one and only @Real Doug Stewart. So this is a treat you should enjoy. I know I did. Really? Oh, I've been listening to it twice. This will be number 3. I have so enjoyed this. You have no idea. And the fact that this coalition of patriots are coming together, identifying the scourge, and it's not even all patriots. Good Lord, we have members on the left that are bashing these Q-tards, making fun of them just as much as us. The difference is they're tying Trump into that. So if there's anybody going to be bashing the Q-tards, it should be us. Step the fuck over, Will Sommer and Travis View. Because you lump our president in with this bullshit, and that's why we're fighting this scourge. Anywho, I do digress. Let me go ahead and pull that video up for you right now. A poker toe would say you're lying.
Praying
if you
Medic
look up and to
blog
the right.
post from February 26, 2013, titled Arrested. It's hard to describe the feelings that came over me as the cop placed handcuffs on me and helped me into the back of the police car. A little remorse, a little anger, and a lot of wonder. I never thought I'd be the one riding in the back seat of a black and white. I've worked around cops throughout my entire career. There's a lot of mutual respect between cops, firefighters, and paramedics. We have a kind of brotherhood. Incidents like the 9/11 disaster have made us all a little closer. After I got away from the grip my wife had on my shirt, I ran to my car, started it up, and drove away. I wanted to put as much distance between us as possible. She ran after me, but stumbled in the parking lot trying to catch me. She yelled for me to come back. Come back, I thought. Why the hell should I come back? So you could take another swing at me? I sped through the parking lot, and as I approached the road, I saw two police cruisers inbound with their emergency lights on. I knew who they were looking for. I figured it'd be best to stop and talk with them rather than make them come after me. I had done nothing wrong after all, except maybe being in the wrong place at the wrong time. I stopped the car, got out, and motioned to the first cop that drove by. He stopped, got out, and approached me. I think you're probably looking for me, I said. I glanced back toward where our incident took place and noticed that my wife was talking to a crowd of people, explaining to them what had happened. The cop asked me to step over next to his car and put my hands on the trunk. He patted me down, asked for my ID, then asked what happened. I told him that my wife got pissed off and took a swing at me, and the only way I could think of to prevent a fight was to get in my car and leave. He asked more questions, then opened the rear door of the cruiser and invited me to have a seat. I got as comfortable as I could on the hard fiberglass bench seat. The surreal nature of what was happening caused me to begin wondering what divine purpose was being worked out in all of this. I decided to place the circumstances at God's feet, figuring it was just another bizarre turn in the road. I leaned back, smiled, and waited for the cop to return with the news I expected but didn't really want to hear. He got back in the cruiser, drove me to the other side of the school parking lot, and parked. When a second police cruiser arrived, he asked me to step out. The other cop asked me to stand at the rear of the police car with my hands on the trunk and my feet spread. I was patted down again. "We don't want your kids to see this," he said. We moved you here so they wouldn't have to watch. I need you to turn around so I can put handcuffs on you. I smiled as I turned and extended my arms backward to make it easier to get the cuffs on. They informed me that I was under arrest and said I could speak with an attorney before answering any more questions. They helped me into the back of the cruiser and drove me to jail. Most states in the U.S. have laws requiring one person to be arrested if police are called to a possible domestic violence.
I want you guys to hear how he was being so cooperative, explaining how cooperative he is in all this, and you're going to get to understand through all this that this guy has been working on this for well over a decade. Everything he does, every way he speaks, the manner in the way he speaks, it's all a manipulating tactic.
Years ago, the investigating officer could use discretion and decide not to arrest anyone if it seemed like there was no real assault. But now the laws require someone to be charged. She had a better story than I did, and she had witnesses.
She had a better story than I did means nothing. She had witnesses is everything.
Men are arrested in 80% of the cases of domestic violence in the U.S. At the jail, I was fingerprinted and given a nice-fitting orange jumpsuit to wear. They let me call my girlfriend. I told her where I was and asked her to meet me at the courthouse the next afternoon for my arraignment.
Hold the presses. Did he just say they let me call my girlfriend while he was married to his wife? Oh. Huh.
They took my phone and dropped it in a plastic bag with the rest of my stuff, then led me to my cell. I laid down on an empty bunk in a dimly lit room full of strangers. I couldn't believe what was happening. And I was scared, thinking about all the crazy things I'd heard about that happened to people in jail. I had about 5 minutes to myself before someone asked what I was arrested for. I told them the story, and they began to laugh and encourage me. Of the 15 or so guys who were there, about half were in for domestic violence. Misery truly does love company.
Wow. There was a lot there. Hold on a sec. There was a lot there. Notice that he never, in his blog, got into what actually happened. I mean, I think I heard something about his wife falling down, and the only way to get away was to jump into a car and run. I don't care, man of God or not, he's lying through his fucking teeth. Cops do not show up and just decide they have to arrest someone if there is no crime. Period. Not the way it works. Then we'd have the court systems flooded with a bunch of people that have been charged with fraudulent claims, basically, by the police. That's not the way things work. No, they show up and they investigate and they talk to both sides. And they took him around the corner and they placed the handcuffs on him. And then he gets to jail and he feels a kinship with all the other wife beaters in the fucking cell with him. This is your man of God that's using Q as a religion. That's using praying medic as a religion. You hear the name praying medic, you better think in your mind Preying. It's disgusting all the way throughout. He's a manipulator. He's done it for 10 years. He realized in the church it was easy to get a hold of people and get a hold of their hearts. It's easy when you can make somebody believe something and tell them to use their faith. Faith for some people is the strongest thing they have.
several ways, and there's several ways to convince people. Now you're people, and we're people. We've got to be to convince people. It's the name of the game. The name of the game. The game of the name. Convincing people. Convincing people. Now there's several ways, and there's several days to convince people. And there's several ways, and there's never a way to convince people. There's one way though. There's one way though. That you'll never convince people. That you'll never convince people. And that's when you try. And that's when you try to be someone. To be someone who's not telling. Who's not telling. Who's trying to compare. Who's trying to compare. Who's trying to tell you what you ought to be. Convinced of. So there's several ways. So there's several ways. Several days to convince your people. And you are the people.
Praying Medic has perfected the craft of convincing people. He's worked on this for well over a decade. A lot of us have already seen the videos where he was on the televangelist programs talking about his healing. Praying Medic is no man of God. Praying Medican is a charlatan. Praying Medican is a piece of shit. And it's a man I despise probably more than any other. Because whereas Bill Mitchell's a fucking moron. Whereas half of these Q-tards like Fire Marshal Pam, hashtag Chiclet Anon, are just fucking stupid. They're just greedy. They're just grifters. Praying Medic is not a dumb man. So as far as I'm concerned, he's fucking target number one in grifter world. We will keep exposing you. And we'll keep spreading the message of the people that expose you. This next video is very telling. It's 20 minutes long. It was released today by the Glow 2 channel. And it's basically Praying Medic trying to explain away. It's very obvious that he's gone back and listened to his old periscopes. Something I've done. If you go to my YouTube channel, which is YouTube/C/Smooch Panda, you will see probably a couple months ago I did a comparison of prognosticators. Called it the Battle of the Prognosticators between Adam Gingrich and Praying Medic. Clips from a year and a half ago, both of them, same time period. Whose predictions come true, whose didn't. Medic, nothing came true. Adam, everything came true. Maybe not some in the exact timeline, but it all came true over time. Every single bit of it. It wasn't even fucking close. It was a slaughter. You can check that out on my channel. Fuck it, I'm gonna do a shameless plug. It's MAGA commerce, guys. It's MAGA commerce. Now, actually, New York City Guns hooked me up with my own website. So, you guys can go to smoochpanda.com. And you will see all of this great content, or content. I don't know if I should call it great or not, but anyway, you can see it all. And I will be posting as often as I can. So, thank you, Glenn, a lot. We need to get the content out that destroys grifters, and I'm going to do my part to promote other folks, and I appreciate you guys promoting me. You won't see a PayPal on there. You won't see a Patreon on there. You won't see a GoFundMe on there. I ask if you guys like my work, go buy one of my buffering t-shirts over at MAGAcoalition.com. MAGAcoalition.com is doing the Lord's work, and they're doing Trump's work as far as I'm concerned. And so they're the ones that you should look into giving. Not to Dildo Scammons or anyone else. Go to the people that are putting their asses on the line. They're doing the hard work. And, once again, the videos I showed earlier, if you missed it, go back and check it out. A great video. As a matter of fact, I'm probably going to end the show with Slider Blaze's video. It was fan-freaking-tastic. It's a Trump 2020 campaign video. Those are the type of videos that I want to do, guys. Those are the type of shows that I want to do. Ramping up, bashing the libtards, bashing Creepy Joe Biden, or Sleepy Creepy Joe Biden. That's the kind of fun I want to have. I want to turn my warrior spirit onto the liberals and get our president reelected. But first, this scourge, this freaking stain, this cancer upon MAGA has to be extricated fully, cut out, and thrown away. What's up, Vapor? How you doing? How you doing? All right, this video, Glow 2. Appreciate you guys checking out my website, checking out the YouTube channel. Go to RooseveltMedia.com. Also go to Glow 2, because this guy's putting out pretty darn good stuff. Well, that was very anticlimactic. Oh shit, I'm buffering. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and just pull it up through a different means, because I have that technology. I can do that. That was great. The show was going so damn smoothly. And then boom, buffering. Hence why I have a Smooch Panda buffering shirt at MAGAcoalition.com. Also, a Dildo Scammons Man of God. Fantastic artistry by TJ MAGA 1. So, while I'm pulling it up, I guess I'll just have to pull up something else. And if for those who came in late, like Doug Stewart, I will play you the newest Q, the newest anti-grifter classic, sung by Spy the Freaking Liar, put together by the one and only Glenn, New York City Guns. I present to you, Doug, Run to Q.
They're bad news, and we, they put out periscopes, threatening to physically attack us, recommending that we be physically attacked, and so on and so forth. I just ignore them on Twitter. You know why? Because if you look at their
says the HM board could never lie. That'd change if she ever found out about you and I. Oh, but the lies she told were murder if she didn't know. 'Cause when my mind's adrift, I need to feel your grip. I'm gonna run with you. I'm gonna run with you. 'Cause when the shit is right, I'm gonna keep on all night. I'm gonna run with you. She's got a big old bag, she never let me down. You're the one with the Q drops on that keep me coming round. I know love is true, but it's so damn easy reading these Q proofs. I got my mind made up. I need to feel your love. I'm gonna run with you. I'm gonna run with you. 'Cause when the shit is right, I'm gonna keep going all night. I'm gonna run with you. Yeah, I'm gonna run with you.
Yeah.
When the shit is right, I'm gonna keep going all night. I'm gonna run with you.
So good.
You may want to be careful with what you say and what you do, because Q put somebody on the radar yesterday, and
Somebody
you probably
unnamed.
don't want 10,000
they went off
anons
last.
from 8chan digging through your personal life. Right. And this is not a threat in any way, shape, or form. I'm just letting you know, I was shocked yesterday when Q went after and kind of exposed a mutual group of people who don't like us very much.
We're not
You and
fans
I.
of.
Oh, I'm gonna run with you. Yeah, I'm gonna run with you. 'Cause when the shit is right, I'm gonna keep it all night. I'm gonna run with you. Oh, I'm gonna run with you. Yeah, when the shit is right, I'm gonna keep it all night. Oh, and the shit is right now. Oh, yeah, when the shit is right now, I'm gonna run with you. Oh, gonna run with you. Gonna run with you. Oh, I'm gonna run with you, run with you. Oh, I'm gonna run with you. Oh, yeah. Run, 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 run.
Here it comes. Wait for
I'm
it.
gonna run with you.
Woo! Nope, that's Dilly's mom. Oh, fuck. Winning feels really good. But winning ain't easy, man. Yeah, that's fantastic. That is freaking awesome. I will play it again for the end of the show. I have no choice. Anyway, I do want to get this video in. And if Adam, I think I saw Adam walk in the room. I hope he did. Because this is Praying Medic explaining away the bullshit scopes that he did a year and a half ago when he said that 0 Hour was going to be a great leader and uniter of men. When he had dreams about Adam, and he explains it all away in his typical Praying Medic manipulative way. But he said some important things in this video that we're going to touch on. So, excuse the interruptions during the video. There's a few things that we have to point out. This video by the Glow 2 channel.
What is going on? What is going on with me? Working on this pesky Q book, and I'm happy to report I've made some really good progress on the book this week. Made some very good progress. Moving some chapters from the first book into the second book because, I don't know, editing is one of the most difficult parts of writing a book. Deciding what you're going to include, what you're not going to include.
Blah, blah, fucking blah.
Being this guy who uses profanity and curse words and swearing, and oh, do I really think that's a godly thing to do? And there have been a lot of people upset about me retweeting Dilly. So I wanted to talk a little bit about that this morning, if that's all right with you, and explain myself. All right, so
he's really worked on this for years. You can tell his his manner. It's so light. It's so easy. I'm going to talk about this if you'll let me.
A lot of you have been around. I know Lori, Firebird, some of you have been around on Periscopes with me and Dilly and Pepper and all these people, James, for years. We've been doing this for a couple of years now. And many of you were around when a lot of us gathered on Adam Gingrich's Periscope broadcasts a couple of years ago, right shortly after the president got into office in 2017. A lot of us were meeting on Adam Gingrich's Periscopes. And what some of you will remember, although some of you won't, and that's fine, you can go back on my Periscopes from that time, a year and a half ago, and you'll remember that I talked about why I was retweeting Adam Gingrich's broadcasts on Twitter and Periscope. And
it's very obvious that he remembers because he's gone back and listened to these. You'll understand what I'm saying in a minute.
Because God had given me some dreams about Adam, showing me a plan that God had for Adam. He wanted Adam to build a broadcasting, a live streaming broadcasting network that would live stream news and current events. And
yeah, Adam, geez, God wanted you to do it. Fuck.
I shared those dreams with Adam, and I encouraged him. Like, dude, it looks to me like God wants to work through you to build a live streaming broadcast network. And the reason why I got involved with Adam was because God put him on my radar. And like I said,
God did it to you, Adam.
You can go back a year and a half ago and you can catch my broadcast where I talked about that. All right. So some of you are aware of this, some of you are not. So just let me, put it out there. Back in 2009 or 2010, about 10 years ago, I was listening to an interview with Bob Jones. And Bob Jones was talking about how he had received an assignment from God. And Bob Jones called himself God's tow truck. Because what he did is the Lord gave him a commission to help other people when they're stuck. When they were not able to understand what they were supposed to do when they couldn't move forward in their life, when they were in a place where they were stuck and they needed some help. God would give Bob Jones a dream about them that would give them specific information about what they were supposed to do next. And that's what his ministry was largely based on, receiving prophetic revelation for other people, other leaders in the church, and giving them prophetic encouragement to, this is what God wants you to do next, this is how he wants you to accomplish it, these are the people he wants you to connect with, this is what his vision is, this is what I saw, this is what the Lord showed me, right? So Bob Jones kind of, I mean, a large part of his ministry was helping other leaders take the next step in building their platform and creating a message and whatever, getting their life unraveled if they were stuck in something. Well, I heard that interview, and I thought, that's really cool. I actually asked God, hey, could I have that assignment? Because that's kind of cool, because I like having dreams.
If you've seen the movie Split, you know about multiple personality disorders. So right now, he's God's tow truck driver.
So the Lord said, yeah, you can have that assignment. And ever since that time, since 2009, 2010, God has given me a lot of dreams about other people, about things, problems that they're going to encounter, things, obstacles that they're going to run into, or sometimes dreams instructing me to help get their message out. And those of you who've known me on Facebook, you know that I have always enjoyed connecting with other authors. I love promoting other people's messages, promoting other people's articles.
To my audience, I know that listening to this fuck is painful. Yet, it is necessary to hear the shit he's spewing.
Their websites, their videos. I love taking other good content providers, writers and talented people, and promoting their platform, their message. I love doing that. I've always enjoyed doing that. And God has shown me specific authors that he has wanted me to help get their message out, help promote them, build a platform, get connected to my audience. So that's my history, and it's been a very interesting walk over the last 10 years. What that often means for me is I'm not the one who gets to do the broadcast. I'm promoting somebody else's broadcast. I'm not the one who's writing the article or writing the book. I'm promoting somebody else's article, somebody else's book.
This is not a threat. I'm not liable for anything. I'm just the messenger.
And I love doing that. I'm a kingdom connector. That is another thing that...
Okay, tow truck driver, now he's a kingdom connector. Somebody keep track of these personalities for me, please.
God has given me the honor of being is a person who connects people together who have like minds and like interests. So
Oh, so he's the fucking Tinder of the kingdom. Kingdom Tinder. God's Tinder.
I take this assignment very seriously. I don't take it lightly.
Very seriously. See that serious look he just got?
I have found that if I am obedient to do whatever God tells me to do, even if I don't understand it, it always works out well.
Always.
Usually. For me, anyway. Now, whether or not it's going to work out for the other person, that's another issue. My encouragement to Adam Gingrich has not worked out so well for him.
Oh, really?
And I think largely because he surrounded himself with people who were not very wise. And rather than build a really good platform, they helped him destroy his platform. And that's his choice. When God gives you an assignment and an opportunity, it's up to you to be faithful to carry that out to the best of your ability.
Yeah, but wouldn't God fucking bring somebody besides a slimy, bald-headed fuck like this guy to Adam's door and say, hey, God wants you to fucking start this periscoping type network deal that he was talking about? I don't know. Or would it be easier, like Doug said, just to swipe right?
If you decide to do foolish things and destroy the opportunity that God's given you, that's on you, right? So not long after God was giving me dreams about Adam, God started giving me dreams about 0 Hour.
Oh, really?
And same deal. In the dreams, I saw 0 Hour building a platform of news and information and current events. Hundreds of thousands of people were following him.
Everybody builds networks. You get a network?
In these series of dreams over the course of about 2 weeks, how God wanted to give 0 Hour an opportunity to build a live streaming news network. And he and I talked about it. I called him on the phone. We talked. I did broadcasts with him where I was broadcasting a message to him, a private message. That went on for the course of about a month. You can go back on my Periscope timeline and you can find all those broadcasts back from, I don't know, November, December of 2017. And a lot of you will remember that I was talking on my scopes about, hey, you know, for whatever reason, God wants me to promote 0 Hour and just follow him and give him an opportunity, right? And once again, whatever a person decides to do with that opportunity is up to them. My job is to look at what God has told me to do, be faithful and obedient, and do it. And it's up to the other person to make the best or worst of that opportunity.
That way I can never bring it down. That way I never have to take a side. Well, God told me to tell you this, but you just didn't listen.
Is 0 Hour my cup of tea? No. I don't really care for his broadcast style.
Same to you.
I don't really like the way he organizes his information and presents his information, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whether I like 0 Hour's message. God very clearly told me, I want you to talk to this dude and tell him I have a plan and I'm going to give him an opportunity. And my job is to just obey and just to not evaluate the message. Just obey and do it. So I did. And about that time, Brendan Dilley was also doing live broadcasts. So was James. James R., Real Person Politics. So were a lot of people. And I got in on the early end of when Brendan was doing his broadcasts, and he had that intelligence source that was giving him information.
Oh, the bullshit. The Q drops.
And I found it interesting, the information
Dilley
he was getting. But I didn't really stick around and watch a lot of broadcasts because, quite frankly, his cursing and profanity I found pretty offensive and irritating. His pride and his arrogance
voice is irritating.
I found really irritating. The fact that he would be, you know, I told you this is going to happen. Having to be right, let people know he's right all the time, very irritating. All right, just not my cup of tea. So I didn't really watch a whole lot of Brendan's broadcasts over the last 2 years. I would jump in on them once in a while and watch, but he just wasn't my cup of tea. That's it. I would tell my friends, like Pepper, I would say, hey, Pepper, if you
Pepper the
listen
grifter.
to Brendan's broadcast, kind of give me like the 5-minute synopsis of what he said, because I didn't have time.
Another
a
woman of God.
And look, I'm just being 100% transparent. That's just how it is. Now, after the Mueller report came out, God started giving me dreams about Brendan.
Sure he did.
And so, it was at the...
So you hear that, Dilley? You better listen. That's a man of God talking to a man of God who likes to drag his dick across people's foreheads. All right. I don't want to skip anything good, but his voice is killing me. But there was something here that I heard that was extremely distressing. So I'm going to try and find it.
Oh, wait a minute. This is me. That was the dream I had last night. Just relax. That was me. That was my message. All right. Sometimes I will post things on Twitter and it is cryptic. And you don't understand it. And
here it is.
If you don't understand the stuff that I post on Twitter, that's fine. It's not for you. Or maybe it is for you and you're just not, connecting to the message. Sometimes I put out cryptic, weird messages. That's just kind of how prophetic people are. God gives you a message, you deliver the message. It's up to the receiver to understand it. You're just the messenger. All right? My job is not always to explain the message. My job is to give the message, and somebody else is going to have to figure out what it means.
So if they take it as a violent call to action.
Sometimes I get messages for...
Like the video we heard about the Trump better start executing people before they execute him. He just puts out the message and expects people to decipher the message. Well, his IQ is obviously a little higher than the average bear or diltard. So then he bears no responsibility if some fucking wacko grabs a sniper rifle and starts laying into members of Congress. You know, that would be horrific if that ever happened. Oh, wait a minute. That did already fucking happen to Steve Scalise. Pointed against Republicans. That's the difference between us Republicans. We don't want to see that on the other side. And this motherfucker right here, he pushes out a message that I take no responsibility in, is what he's saying.
Q and his team. God shows me, hey,
okay,
this is what Q's doing. This is where it's going.
Listen to this, because this is where you start getting into crimes. Mr. Medic, if you make the LARP, profit off the LARP, make the LARP, push the LARP, profit off the LARP, that's conspiracy. Listen carefully.
Cryptic, weird messages. That's just receiver to understand it. You're just the messenger. All right? My job is not always to explain the message. My job is to give the message, and somebody else is going to have to figure out what it means. So, sometimes I get messages for Q and his team.
Oh, really?
God shows me, hey, this is what Q's doing. This is where it's going. This is what's happening, down the road.
He knows what Q's going to do?
And I will post things on Twitter, and those messages are for Q. And Q doesn't have to respond to me.
He posts messages for Q? Telling him what's going to happen in the future? According to God?
When you're the mailman, do you deliver a letter to somebody and then stick around and wait for them to read it and then ask them questions about the letter that they just got? No. The mailman delivers the message and then goes on and delivers the next message and goes on and delivers the next message. You're a mailman. You just deliver the message.
But
it's up to the individual to read the message and figure out what it means.
I'm not responsible for the message.
I am, in a sense. I'm a mailman. I just deliver messages.
Okay, so now he's God's mailman, God's tow truck, God's Tinder, and Kingdom Connector.
And I will say this, delivering messages for the God of the universe, there isn't a job that is much cooler than that.
Oh, wait a minute. Let's hear that again. In the old days, they had mental asylums.
Just deliver messages. And I will say this, delivering messages for the God of the universe, there isn't
delivering messages for the God of the universe. Adam, if only you'd listened.
Back to Brendan. Around the time that the Mueller report came out, the Lord started giving me dreams about Brendan. Me, again, I am simply doing what God asked me to do. And I'm going to have private messages from people screaming and complaining. You don't get to.
This is it. This is what I wanted you to hear.
But that's the cost of discipleship. I don't like their message. And if I do that, I'm going to lose followers and I'm going to take heat. And I'm going to have private messages from people screaming and complaining about, why are you posting this? This person is cursing and swearing and they're proudful and they're this and they're that. I'm like, yeah, I take heat. I take a lot of heat for the stuff I post.
Oh, yeah, buddy. You haven't even felt the heat
yet.
That's
the cost of discipleship.
There's a
radical
special place.
Obedience to God will always cost you something.
There it is. Radical obedience to God.
And that's the hard part about obeying God. Obeying God means you get to set down your agenda. You get to set down your ability to evaluate the message, the messenger, you don't get to evaluate whether it's right, wrong, whether it's the right size, whether it's the right message.
He's saying the message. He bears no responsibility in the message right now. That's what I hear. Is that what you guys hear? That's what I hear. I think Glenn just said it, that he just jumped right over Jesus directly to God. That he is God's Twitter. But he's taking all responsibility away. But he's using terms like radical obedience. Let's think back about radical obedience. I'm from Pensacola. There was an abortion doctor murdered because Paul Hill decided it was his radical obedience to the Lord to kill the killer of children.
Whether the person has the right personality or the right character. If you're going to be radically obedient to God, you simply do what God asks you to do, and that's the end of the story. If it's going to cost you something, it's going to cost you something. And if you don't like the cost, then you don't obey God. But not obeying God has its own consequences.
Paul Hill was executed in 2004, 9 years after killing that, and gladly died because he was being obedient to God. This sounds like we're pushing. He's not going to be the one that goes out and does something crazy, but he's basically telling people, hey, I'm going to throw out this message. You decipher it any way you want to, and when God tells you what to do, it doesn't matter if it's right or wrong. You just go fucking do it. This guy needs to burn, and he's going to burn in hell, there's no doubt, but he has to be burned now. Praying medic, your days are numbered.
So, I have chosen to obey God because I've been obeying him for a long time. And I found that...
Alright, that's all I can take of that motherfucker. Folks, it's right here in front of us. I mean, this guy is so sanctimonious. We all have, talk in... we use conjecture and we guess at what the outcomes or things are going to be. This guy tells us the way things are going to be in this pompous air of I speak to God and you do not. And in the same time frame, he goes on Bill Mitchell's show and threatens us, the MAGA coalition, and anyone that has supported them. This charlatan knows exactly where his bread and butter is. It's in the boomer community. It's in the people of faith. All they fucking want, is justice to be done. Who doesn't want that? We all want that. We all wish Hillary would have paid, and Bill Clinton, and all these people on the left that never seem to have to answer to the same crimes you or I would. We all want that. When you come to the realization that political arrests are not going to happen, it's almost like a weight lifted off your shoulders. Because it's not going to happen. I pray there will be arrests, but it'll be arrest on the people who were in law enforcement, that used positions of power in law enforcement, that controlled life or death decisions over people's lives, actually. I hope they're the ones that face the wrath. The James Comeys, the Loretta Lynches, the McCabe's, the Strokes. Praying medic is a false prophet. It is all over the Bible. Beware of false prophets. It's everywhere. And if you go back, Spy and I were talking earlier about it, and if you go back into the Old Testament, boy, did they make some examples out of false prophets, because they understood. That is like one of the greatest sins you can do is mislead other people down a false path, and to do it for your own financial gain. And you can tell by the way he speaks, not only is he saying, I'm free of all this. I'm free of my message. He even has the evil little grin. It just doesn't matter what the outcome is. This grifter is the greatest grifter of all of them. This one goes down and goes down hard. The Q movement, Q itself, who knows if that ever dies, but the people that are profiting off of it right now, that are being exposed every single day, the Jordan Sathers, I'm not even going to say the other fucking space boy's name. Fuck him, because he's worthless to the whole thing. But the pamphlets, Anons, and that whole group of fucktards with the Patriot soapbox, the Ann Vander Steels, steal your money, the Mill Bitchels, who actually had the audacity to post on Twitter about someone's sexual deviancy. What the fuck? Oh my god. Hello, pot. I'm Kettle. You're black. It's unbelievable, the audacity of these people. We have the receipts. Jesus Christ, we have the receipts. Boomer Plus, you're fucked. In the Matrix, Jeff Peterson, you're fucked. Your grift is done. The one hidden Anon over there that is no longer hidden. That's right, 412. TikTok, bitch. All the work has been done. All the work is being done. And like I mentioned earlier, we're getting receipts in the way of video documented evidence of the people that Praying Medic has hurt in the last decade. The grift is coming to an end. We might be watching another Fleeing the Country scope by Praying Medic. I appreciate everybody for stopping in and watching Pandamonium. Check out my new website, www.smoochpanda.com. Go to magacoalition.com if you guys want some kick-ass smooch buffering t-shirts or Dildo Scammon's Man of God. Graphics by TJ Maga 1. I'm going to leave you guys with 3 little ditties. That one right there, Macedonia. Also, you guys, check out 33ruleshow.com. Check out his YouTube channel. Go to Spy the Liar's channel. He's got over 200-something subscribers, and he's got a whole bunch of his singing. So if you enjoyed Run to Q, I'm gonna play it, of course. I'm gonna play Run to Q. I'm gonna play 2 fantastic patriotic pieces after that, because that's what it comes down to. Praying Medic, you are the biggest of the grifters, but you will fall, and we will move on, doing the work that has to be done for Trump 2020. Let's not forget, that's where it's about. That's where it's at. That's what it's about. That's where it's at, yeah. Blah, 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 blah. I don't do editing. This is all a live show. Stop. You wanted professional production? It ain't here, Bubba. Anyway, a little bit of Athene singing At Last. One of my favorite songs of all times. And then I'm going to close the show with Slider Blaze 2. To the Republic app. If you don't have that app, what are you waiting on? His awesome Trump 2020 campaign video. So I appreciate you guys stopping in. Spread the word. Spread the message. And Q Slayers unite, guys. It's game on. And I got a special song coming real soon. Real soon. So I hope you guys enjoyed Pandamonium. And I'll have to cue that up now, and that'll take a second. Nothing is ever smooth because I like to buffer.
They're bad news, and we, they put out periscopes, threatening to physically attack us, recommending that we be physically attacked, and so on and so forth. I just ignore them on Twitter. You know why? Because if we look at their
HM board could never lie. That'd change if she ever found out about you and I. Oh, but the lies she told would murder if she didn't know. 'Cause when my mind's adrift, I need to feel your grip. I'm gonna run at you. I'm gonna run at you. 'Cause when the shit is right, I'm gonna keep on all night. I'm gonna run at you. She's got a big old bag, she never let me down. You're the one with the cute drop song that keeps me coming round. I know love is true, but it's so damn easy reading DQ proofs.
Yeah!
I got my mind made up. I need to feel your love.
I'm gonna run to you.
I'm gonna run at you. 'Cause when the shit is right, I'm gonna keep on all night. I'm gonna run at you. Yeah, I'm gonna run at you.
Vocals by Spy the Liar.
Shit is right, I'm gonna keep on all night. I'm
Gonna run to you.
You may want to be careful with what you say and what you do, because Hugh put somebody on the radar yesterday.
Bring it,
And
bitch.
You
Somebody
probably
name.
don't want 10
Bring that
rounds
shit
of
to me, man.
8chan digging through your personal life. Right. And this is not a threat in any way, shape, or form. I'm just letting you know I was shocked yesterday when Hugh went after and kind of exposed a mutual group of people who don't like us very much.
That was a month ago. Yeah!
Yeah, I'm gonna run at you. 'Cause when the shit is right, I'm gonna keep it all night. I'm
Gonna run to you. You're in this, Zero.
gonna run at you. Yeah, when the shit is right, I'm gonna keep it all night. I'm
Gonna run to you.
Oh, when the shit is right now. Oh, yeah, when the shit is right now. I'm gonna run at you. Oh, gonna run at you. Gonna run at you. Oh, I'm gonna run at you, run at you. Oh, I'm gonna run at you. Oh, yeah. Run at you. Yeah, I'm gonna run at you.
At last, Donald Trump has come along. The Obama days are over, and life is like a song. At last, the sky to see storms blue. The community recession is through. We found the leader we could look up to, a president to call our own. God sent us a champion that we could tweet to, that fought for us like we're his own. De-escalator went to down, yeah. And there and then this spell was cast.
I got chills.
And here we are in the United States of America, baby.
Yeah.
We're great again at last.
Just a reminder, all these songs are available at www.magacoalition.com. I will send you out now with @SliderBlaze's fantastic Trump 2020 campaign video. Dan Scavino, Brad Parscale. Take note.
Let me tell you something you already know. The world ain't all sunshine and rainbows. It's a very mean and nasty place, and I don't care how tough you are, it will beat you to your knees and keep you there permanently if you let it. You, me, or nobody is gonna hit as hard as life. But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done. Now, if you know what you're worth, now go out and get what you're worth. But you gotta be willing to take the hits and not pointing fingers saying you ain't where you want to be because of him or her or anybody. Cowards do that, and that ain't you.
We can stay here, get the shit kicked out of us, or we can fight our way back into the light. We can climb out of hell. 1 inch at a time. You find out life's this game of inches. The margin for error is so small. I mean, 1/2 a step too late or too early, and you don't quite make it. 1/2 second too slow, too fast, you don't quite catch it. The inches we need are everywhere around us. They're in every break of the game, every minute, every second. On this team, we fight for that inch. On this team, we tear ourselves and everyone else around us to pieces for that inch. In any fight, it's the guy who's willing to die who's going to win that inch. You got to look at the guy next to you. Look into his eyes. Now, I think you're going to see a guy who will go that inch with you. You're going to see a guy who will sacrifice himself for this team because he knows when it comes down to it, you're going to do the same for him. That's the team, gentlemen. And either we heal now as a team, or we will die as individuals.
Ladies and gentlemen, I was going out and ending my show on that very powerful moment right there, but I noticed that Adam Gingrich entered the room. Adam, if you are in the room, you are. I think you might have missed We Are Q, or excuse me, Run to Q. If you missed it, or you might, I will definitely play it, and we'll go out with that song. Fair enough? Doug, they know that was fucking awesome. And that's got 9 views on YouTube, so that's unacceptable. I uploaded it to my YouTube channel. Everybody go over and sub at To The Republic app on YouTube. This guy is phenomenal. Phenomenal. Phenomenal work. Phenomenal people. All right, so I am going to play you out with... Well, first, let's do a real cool special effect. Yeah. I'm going to play you out with Spy the Liar. Rendition of Run to Q. Adam, can I get who wrote Run to Q so I can give them proper kudos? Proper kudos to them. I'm playing it.
Yeah, they're bad news.
I'm playing it, but I'm going to get confirmation. I know, I've got to play. I've got to end the show eventually, right? Actually, I have to cook dinner for my missus tonight. She had 6 hours of massage, so. Anywho, this is for you, Adam. And whoever wrote it, kudos. I'm going to give you credit as soon as I find out.
They're bad news, and we they put out periscopes, threatening to physically attack us, recommending that we be physically attacked, and so on and so forth. I just ignore them on Twitter. You know why? Because if you look at their
says the HM board could never lie. That'd change if she ever found out about Q and I. Oh, but the lies she told were nerves she didn't know. 'Cause when my mind's adrift, I need to feel your grip. I'm gonna run to you. I'm gonna run to you. 'Cause when the shit is right, I'm gonna keep on all night. I'm gonna run to you. She's got a big old bag, she never let me down. You're the one with the cute drops on that keep me coming round. I know that love is true, but it's so young you really need to prove. I got my...
I absolutely apologize for this, folks, but this is the responsibility of having your own platform. It's not very big, what I have here, but it is mine. And I see that Real Jovi Val has walked into this room. So if it's the same Real Jovi Val that is wearing this fucking swastika right here, and you walk into my scope, you scourge motherfucker, you Nazi piece of shit. You are not welcome anywhere near my fucking movement. And you'll be next, bud. Nazis, scourge, anti-Semites, you guys can all go suck Dilly's dick. I'm gonna fucking run you out of the movement myself. Peace. Bye-bye, bitch. Now, we're gonna rewind this song, go back to what we do, you Nazi fucking scumbag. I can't even believe he walked into my fucking scope. I can't believe I shook that motherfucker's hand. Fuck him. Fucking motherfucker. You are in a big fuck you, bub. Alright, now, back to Q. Here you go, folks.
They're bad news, and we
they can't come, Doug.
They put out periscopes.
They can't come along
to physically attack us, recommending that we be physically attacked, and so on and so forth. I just ignore them on Twitter. You know why? Because if you look at their
said the H&M board could never lie. That'd change if she ever found out about Q and I. Oh, but the lies she told were murderous, she didn't know. 'Cause when my mind's adrift, I need to feel your grip. I'm gonna run with you. I'm gonna run with you. 'Cause when the shit is right, I'm gonna keep on all night. I'm gonna run with you. She's got a big old bag, she never let me down. You're the one with the Q-drop song that keeps me coming round. I know love is true, but it's so damn easy reading DQ proves. I got my mind made up. I need to feel your love. I'm gonna run with you. I'm gonna run with you. 'Cause when the shit is right, I'm gonna keep on all night. I'm gonna run with you. Yeah, I'm gonna run with you. When the shit is right, I'm gonna keep on all night. I'm gonna run with you.
You may want to be careful with what you say and what you do, because Q put somebody on the radar yesterday, and
Somebody
you probably
unnamed.
don't want 10,000
they went off
anons
last.
from 8chan digging through your personal life.
Right.
And this is not a threat in any way, shape, or form. I'm just letting you know I was shocked yesterday when Q went after and kind of exposed a mutual group of people who don't like us very much.
We're not
You and
fans
I.
of.
I'm gonna run with you. Yeah, I'm gonna run with you. 'Cause when the shit is right, I'm gonna keep it all night. I'm gonna run with you. Oh, I'm gonna run with you. Yeah, when the shit is right, I'm gonna keep it all night. I'm gonna. Oh, and the shit is right now. Oh yeah, when the shit is right now, I'm gonna run with you. Oh, gonna run with you. Gonna run with you. Oh, I'm gonna run with you, run with you. Oh, I'm gonna run with you. Oh yeah. Run with you. Yeah, I'm gonna run with you.
That got me a little upset. I'm still a little fucking angry right now that this cocksucker come into my scope. This is why we fight, ladies and gentlemen. This right here. Remember, it's all a LARP. It's just a LARP. You're doing all this for a LARP? This is the result of the fucking LARP. When you have fucking 18, 19, 20-year-old kids willing to wear a goddamn swastika around their fucking neck that have no idea of what that fucking represents. This is why we fucking fight. There's no harmless fucking anti-Semitism. None. Well, we're just anti-Zionists. You're fucking bigots. And this is what happens to the generation ahead of you that watch what you do. Every generation molds the next fucking generation. The World War II generation molded my father's generation. My father's molded mine. It's our job to mold the next. My kids are about his age. This is never acceptable, period. And we will fight it to the fucking end. And you see this kind of shit and you don't stand up, you're fucking complicit in it. Call this fucking ignorance out for what it is. Period. Period. Fuck you, Jovi Val, you piece of shit, scumbag motherfucker. Back to Q. He did work me up. So, I'm going to play you guys out with that great rendition of by Spy the Liar. It was fantastic. It just has to be said, guys. It has to be fucking said. From the minute that me and Ginger in January of 2018 were calling out anti-Semites and racists in the YVA moment, from that minute we've known it's going to translate to Trump. It's going to put our president in a terrible light. This kind of shit, this is the even worse than I could have imagined. This is what the Richard Spencers fucking produce. What this stupid anti-Semitism that you see all throughout the Q fucking movement. Thank God for patriots like Doug Stewart exposing these motherfuckers, exposing this hideousness. Jay Anon doing the work behind the fucking scenes. DeFango, JB. These are the patriots that are diving deep into the most filthy part of the fucking QAnon movement. And that's this part of it right here. It's hate. It's representation of a fucking Holocaust. That boy has never stood and watched a documentary where they showed the room filled with shoes. Thousands and thousands piled up to the fucking ceilings. Not just men's shoes, women's shoes, children's shoes, babies' fucking shoes. You are the reason why we fight, Jovi Val. Either your head is so far up your fucking ass, and you're just following whatever wind that fucking motivates you at the time. I hope to God you come to some fucking understanding, boy. Now I'm gonna get that filth off of my fucking screen. I love you guys. I love the patriots that'll stand and fight and call out this fucking bullshit. Because it has to be called out. Jovi, you should probably go run to Q.
They're bad news, and we, they put out periscopes, threatening to physically attack us, recommending that we be physically attacked, and so on and so forth. I just ignore them on Twitter. You know why? Because if we look at their
says the HM board could never lie. That'd change if she ever found out about Q and I. Oh, but the lies she told were murderous, she didn't know. 'Cause when my mind's adrift, I need to feel your grip. I'm gonna run to Q. I'm gonna run to Q. 'Cause when the shit is right, I'm gonna keep on tonight. I'm gonna run to Q. few drops on that keep me coming round. I know love is true, but it's so damn easy reading DQ proves. Yeah! I got my mind made up. I need to feel you love. I'm gonna run with you. I'm gonna run with you. 'Cause when the shit is right, I'm gonna be all night. I'm gonna run with you. Yeah, I'm gonna run with you. When the shit is right, I'm gonna be cold all night. I'm gonna run with you.
You may want to be careful with what you say and what you do, because
Careful,
Q
Doug.
put somebody on the radar yesterday.
Yeah.
And
Somebody
you
somebody
probably
named.
don't
We're gonna
want
put you on the radar, Doug.
10,000
They went on
anons
blast.
from 8chan digging through your personal life.
Right.
And this is not a threat in any way, shape, or form. I'm just letting you know I was shocked yesterday when Q went after and kind of exposed a mutual group of people who don't like us very much.
We're not
You and
fans
I.
of.
I'm gonna run with you. Yeah, I'm gonna run with you. 'Cause when the shit is right, I'm gonna be good all night. I'm gonna run with you. Oh, I'm gonna run with you. Yeah, when the shit is right, I'm gonna be good all night. Oh, when the shit is right now.
Fact check true.
Oh, yeah.
Talent.
When the shit is right now.
Fucking talent.
I'm gonna run with you. Oh, gonna run with you. Gonna run with you. Oh, I'm gonna run with you. Run with you. Oh, I'm gonna run with you. Oh, yeah. Run with you. Yeah, I'm gonna run with you.
Fuck you, Jovi.